we can get both of us in here. So, hello everybody. This is Kim.
And this is Andy.
And we're the iWonder sisters. So we have been playing around with Google Hangout and decided that it just is so glitchy. I love Google, and I really wish that they would make that program less glitchy. So we really wanted to do this because it's our official first video of Love and Libations, and so we're just together here in the webcam. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
And so what the Love and Libations series of videos is about is us sharing our spiritual tools, the things that we work with that help bring more well-being, health, peace into our everyday lives. And this part of the series is going to be focusing on doTERRA essential oils. And I'll get a little bit more into doTERRA, but I really want Andy to kind of introduce us. We did a little intro video yesterday, and just a few minutes long, kind of talking about who we were. But we're the iWonder sisters, and Andy does such a wonderful intro about what we're really about, and so I'm going to let her take over and do that.
Okay, well, iWonderSisterhood.com is our website, and we're dedicated to our health and wellness and our spiritual evolutions. Everyone's is different. We're also very much about self-awareness and self-acceptance. While we consider ourselves New Agers, we also consider ourselves the unteachers, people that are not telling you that the human experience and your responses to being in the human experience is something you need to eradicate in order to evolve. We talk a lot about how experiencing our emotions fully and understanding that they're all there to teach us something is essential for moving forward with your life. And until you can accept what is and let the past be done and the future be unwritten, you're going to suffer. And suffering it's going to happen to you, but that kind of suffering is unnecessary. That kind of suffering we bring on ourselves. Yeah. Okay, that's me. Just checking my notes. I know I'm adorable. And I have on mascara and blush.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to do a little something. I mean, I put on some lipstick. I mean, Andy probably too. I don't know if Andy went through her glamour puss phase. Me getting the camera.
Well, I was in the theater, so I wore makeup all the time. So when I wasn't on stage or in front of a camera, the last thing I wanted was to put makeup on.
Yeah. Well, I went through like quite a few years in my 20s, all of my 20s actually, where I really did love and enjoy makeup, and I'm really starting to want to get back into that aspect of life and make it more playful this time, and much more colorful. And so if any of you out there on Etsy most likely have any deeply pigmented shadows or know of any, and matte lipsticks as well. I really require very bright colors because, of course, I'm very brown. So, so anyway, I'll do some more videos about that. So what Andy and I, just to continue a bit about what she said in the intro, we daily spiritually counsel ourselves, spiritually coach ourselves, and it's a part of what our work is with iWonder Sisters. On the blog, you'll see very personal posts about our own challenges and our victories, the things that we currently have in our lives that we would like to work on for our own peace, for our own sake. And you will also see a lot of things that we have gone through in the past and have been able to move forward from. So it's really inspiring, and we love the blog, and we really want you to visit and check us out. Also, we're on Twitter at iWonder Sisters. The blog is iWonderSisterhood.com, and I'll make sure that I try to put it down in the notes of this video.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move on. So this series currently is going to be about essential oils. And what's going to be most fun is that Andy and I are really just working with them. You know, we are, both of us, of course, had some prior experience. We know about their healing powers, but we really, really are beginning to experiment with it. We've added doTERRA to our website and our blog. And we're going to be featuring different products on there. If you have any questions about them, you need a consultation, or you want to purchase something, maybe you've already used doTERRA and you don't have anyone to purchase from, we're there for that as well. So we thought it would be fun to go through the experience with you and really just plainly talk about our experiences with the oils. And I think that's the best way to really get a product out there, is to use that product and then share it with people. So we're going to start with the oils that we've been working with. Now the first one, and I'll tell you how we've been using them, Andy and I both. The first one, and I've learned this from the YouTubers I watch. It's called Slim and Sassy. Okay. And Slim and Sassy is just probably what you would think it to be, but much more. So it's meant to balance your metabolism. But one of the great things, and I think most effective things about it, to me anyway, is that the flavors in it of the oils, and I'll tell you what they are so yummy. And we've been putting them in our water. And it's just, you know, it's been getting me to drink far more water than I usually do, because I'm not always a big fan of drinking water. Andy drinks a lot of water all the time.
Yes, I do.
But I just am not as good about that. So this has actually really been encouraging me to drink a lot more water, because it's so flavorful. And Andy's been putting it in her water, and she'll tell you a bit about, you know, the taste, and then I'll tell you what's in it.
Well, why don't you tell them what's in it, because that will describe the taste.
Well, it is Slim and Sassy. Grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. And it sounds like a lot of ingredients together, but there are certain ingredients, just like with any essential oil blends, that are going to be in the forefront, and then other ingredients are going to be sort of, you know, called secondary. They'll be much more subtle. So for me, it's very minty. The peppermint stands out to me a whole lot, and I've learned about taste buds too, Andy. You know, like some people pick up sweet things like really strongly. Some people like pick up salty things really strongly. So I get a lot of the peppermint. I don't know if you get the same thing.
I get the grapefruit and the cinnamon.
Okay, okay.
That's what I taste the most.
Yeah, I really don't get a lot of that, but it's delicious, whatever you pick up from it. And I think that when I was reading about Slim and Sassy and its benefits, which I have found that works for me, because I can be snackalicious. I'm telling you, there are some days I really like to snack. You know, sometimes it's sweet stuff, sometimes it's salt, lots of times it's salt. But I have really found that in using it, I'll let you, Andy has her beer on. In using it, that I definitely eat less between my meals, you know, and I've been conscious about it, like I think we need to be about, you know, our health. In that when I start to feel like I want something to nibble on, and I know that I'm going to be making lunch in an hour, I'll just take a few sips of my water, just regular water, with a couple drops of Slim and Sassy
and
in it.
And that's another thing. Mm-hmm. 1 or 2 drops is all you need. So these small bottles go a very,
Right.
very long way. You
Indeed.
don't need to use a lot. They're very potent. Their aromas are very powerful, and so one or two drops in in 2 quarts of water
Mm.
is
Yeah.
really all you need.
Indeed.
Some of these oils are not to be ingested, but Slim and Sassy is meant to be.
And you don't have to worry if you decide that you want to work with essential oils in your life. doTERRA has so much information that comes with these oils, and there are quick references, and also you can simply Google each oil. Just put in doTERRA Slim and Sassy, and it will tell you whether or not it's just for topical purposes, whether it's for diffusing and topical, or it can be consumed. So many of them are all three. You can use on your hands, the bottom of your feet, a bit like you would dab a perfume on you, but very little, because as Andy said, it's very strong. And then you can cook with them. But as Andy said, even in cooking, you just need a drop or two. Like if you're making a big pot of soup and maybe you want orange essence in it or something like that, or lemon essence in it, a drop or two in a whole pot of soup is all you need for the benefits and the flavor. So that's lemon sassy. Okay, so we'll be reporting back about that. So I'll take a little sip here. Sippy poo.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.
And then the next one I want to talk about is lavender. And I'll try to. I learned this from watching all my favorite YouTubers. There we go. So it's lavender. So this one's easy because it's 100% lavender essence. Um, it is amazing. It smells amazing. And I'll ask Andy to tell you a bit about some of the benefits of using lavender, whether it's an oil or whether you're using it as a dried herb or anything.
You can actually apply it to your skin because it's very antibacterial. But as something to be diffused or in an oil warmer, lavender is very calming and soothing. If you're very anxious before you go to bed, to diffuse some lavender will chill you out really well. Um, and plus, the aroma is so scrumptious.
It is.
So that's lavender. You can also use it in cleaning.
Yes.
You can put it in with a blend in a spray bottle with water, and use orange or lemon or even mint and some lavender, and it's great for cleaning countertops and sinks. Um, but for personal use, you can also put it like behind your ears as a cologne, and there goes Kim doing just that.
Yeah, I always like if I smell like a walking thing of incense, then I'm happy. Since I was like in my teenage years, I have always loved a lot of fragrance. And I kind of like a lot of things got away from it just simply because going through a time in my life where I really couldn't spend any money on myself at all. But now I'm really enjoying getting back into these things. And I remember my mom used to say, "You smell like a whole bottle of cologne." And I used to be like, "Yes." So so I love it. And
describe your experience last night.
Indeed. I mean, I just absolutely loved it. So last night, our landlord, we live on this gorgeous ranch, and our landlord, who is the house next to us, of course, offered me some lavender to try it out. And I'll show you the little, I mean, she has an electric diffuser, okay, but she gave me this one for last night and today with the tea lights. So so I brought it back home and everything, and what I did was on the top of that little diffuser, you see, just put a little bit of water in there. It's like a little shallow bowl, and 1 or 2 drops of the lavender oil. Then take your candle, your tea light candle, slide it under and light it. Put it somewhere safe. I have at the head of my bed a bookshelf, and I just sat it at the back of the bookshelf. And the smell, first of all, as Andy said, is just so soothing and amazing. And for a person who can have allergy and sinus issues and things like that, it's hard for me, as much as I love scented candles, to actually burn a candle for hours and hours. Like, usually if I fall asleep with a scented candle, I'll need to wake up and blow that out. But this is so soothing and so undisturbing. It's just the most pleasant experience you'll want to have. And I'm going to tell you, it dropped me like I was out like a light. I went into such a deep sleep with it. I mean, I didn't, even wake up until this morning. Lots of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night for 5 minutes or so. It just never bothered me. It didn't irritate my sinuses, my allergies, or anything. I mean, it's almost like it's there, and I can certainly smell it, but then it's not really. It's not like in the forefront, like often many scented candles can be when you burn them. After a while, they get to be very strong.
Well, that's the difference between essential oils and scented candles. Scented candles are sort of overpowering, and their scent is meant to be so. Essential oils are much more subtle. I mean, of course, if you smell the lavender in the bottle, it's going to be very strong. But when you put it in an oil warmer with a little bit of water and let the heat from the tea light warm it up and make it start to evaporate, the scent is very subtle but very much there, and so it's not overwhelming, and it's not going to disturb you.
Yes, exactly. And I had never experienced using lavender in this way. I have over my lifetime had like lavender, the little pouches that you can buy, put under your pillow. So I was familiar with its calming effects, but this really, really did it for me. And I tell you, it was such a pleasant sleep. And as Andy said, this size bottle is big. I mean, like, you'll be forever using this. We're talking about like a drop at a time that you're using of these oils. So, so that's lavender.
Let's do the breathe one, since that's in there now.
Yeah. So right now in the diffuser that I showed you is breathe. Okay, let's see if I can get it. There we go. Okay. There we go. So this is breathe. And I'll tell you what's in breathe. Breathe is laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, tea tree, lemon, and ravensara, which is actually new to me. I'm going to look that up. I love the name of that. So that's what's in breathe. So this is what doTERRA calls an essential oil blend. So they have the list of oils that are, as lavender is, they have lemon, they have all the single essential oils, but then they have these wonderful blends, which are really great because it takes the work out of wondering yourself maybe what you should put together for something. I mean, you might say, oh yeah, well, if I feel like I want to clear my sinuses, I know that eucalyptus will do that, or you might be guessing a little bit, but the blends I think that they have are wonderful, and they're just as gentle as Andy said, when you open the bottle and smell them, they're concentrated. I mean, they're so strong. But when you put them in diffusers, you only need a drop. I've also this morning, because I did wake up very clogged, and so I put it in the palm of my hands and then just rubbed it like that and put a little under my nose as well. And then, of course, also in the diffuser now.
I have to tell you that, I mean, I don't suffer with the allergies that Kim does, but I do wake up with a lot of stuff in my nose, and I sit on a sofa that's a good 5 feet from Kim. Now, she put Breathe in the diffuser and stuck it in her bookcase, which has a top on it,
Yeah.
so there's not a lot of circulation. And I'm here to tell you that my nose is clear
Yeah,
just from those couple of drops in water of Breathe.
exactly. And I feel tons better. I mean, as Andy said, mine can be like pretty bad, especially in the morning. And most of you who know about sinus and allergy conditions, that the morning is usually like the worst, and then it gets better. But I really, really feel the benefits of it greatly. It's helped a lot. And the other day, our landlord Andrea, who introduced us to these oils, gave us a couple months ago, before she really introduced us to the oils, little sample gifts. It was when we were celebrating Maybon.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was Breathe, and it was in a little thing. I'll show you, because we're also going to be gifting these samples. I don't think you can see it that well. Okay, there we go. So we'll be gifting these as well. So she gave us Breathe and frankincense, and I used some of it. And it was a couple days ago when I really just felt like the weather was kind of kicking in and my allergies were getting a little bit worse, that I thought, let me pull it out because I do have some. And I started putting it under my nose. And it really, really helped to unclog me, so that the next day, and like this morning as well, I was able to actually blow my nose. Because to me, the worst thing is to be clogged up dealing with allergies and sinuses and feel like you need to blow and you can't blow. So it may not be a glamorous topic, but it's for real. Okay, so I love it. And so she is, because our package is still coming. We'll be so excited. But Andrea, our landlord, gave me the big bottle here this morning to try, and so it's been working wonders, and I'm going to continue. It's going to be a product that certainly I'll continue to use.
I mean, the aroma of it is very, very subtle.
Yeah,
I mean, if
is.
I
It
had
is
to
subtle.
say I really smell it, I don't.
Yeah.
But it really, really cleared me up.
Yeah, and it is even to me more subtle than the lavender is,
Yeah, yeah.
because you can smell that the lavender is burning, but it's such a beautiful calming fragrance, it really doesn't matter. But this, like Andy said, I'm the same way. I don't actually say smell it, but I know that it's there, and so it's a great product for that. Okay, so the next one we'll do is we have Citrus Bliss. This is so yummy. We haven't played around a we haven't played around a lot with Citrus Bliss yet, but we certainly will. Citrus Bliss, that's what it is. I actually mixed it with a little bit of Breathe because it is invigorating, and I really felt like sometimes when I wake up, I feel a little groggy. I go into very deep sleeps, and last night especially, and so I was looking for something that was going to, kind of perk me up a bit and uplift me, and so Andy suggested to go ahead and mix the two. And that is like a couple drops. It's like a drop of one, a drop of the other.
I think you'll find that the citrus blends, like orange and grapefruit and lemon, are very uplifting and energizing. And they're wonderful in the mornings. You can even put them in a glass of water
Oh, yeah.
and drink them. And they're very positive,
Yeah.
and they promote a feeling of well-being, I find.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I agree. And this citrus bliss smells so yummy. If any of you remember, as kids, from the ice cream truck, they sold these creamsicles. That's what, it's a little sweet, and it smells like that a lot, but better. So we're going to continue to play around with this, and then the next video be able to tell you a bit more about it. Now, also I want to share something fun. We've been doing so. Andrea also gave us a little bit of her wild orange, and it's so yummy. And this is one of the ones that certainly you can consume, and it is just the most amazing tangerine type thing.
Oh, it's so delicious.
It's so delicious, and
it's also a very uplifting, very promoting of well-being scent.
Indeed, and it's delicious in beer.
Yes, it is.
That was the first way that we actually tried it, and the first thing that Andrea talked about, because her husband, our landlord as well, Evan, had it that way on a business trip out working, and so she told us about it, and we were like, yes. So it's delicious, and literally we pour a glass of beer
and one drop
of it. Now, of course, if you don't drink beer, you can put it in, I can imagine it'd be great in some tea, some herbal tea, or just in water. It'd be wonderful. But if you like, your libations,
and we do,
yes, we do. I have no guilty pleasures. I don't know. None of my pleasures are guilty. So just so you know a little bit about the iWonder sisters. But it's delicious in a lager. I wouldn't put it in like something like a Guinness, only because the flavor of the Guinness is so complex and strong that it'll probably get lost. So just like a regular lager, like if you like Miller, you like Bud, any lager, pale ale, Santa Fe pale ale, we love it.
Oh, yum.
A pale ale, something like that. So a beer with some flavor, but not like a stout or something like that, because you'll just lose it. You'll get the benefits, but you'll just, lose the flavor. So it's delicious. So that's our little bonus in there, and that's wild orange, which also comes, of course, in these other sizes, but these are the fun little sample sizes. So if you go to iWonderSisterhood.com, you'll see the page that says Elevate Your Life with doTERRA Essential Oils. And if you just look, you'll see an arrow will be pointing that if you subscribe to our blog via email, and it's very simple, it's right there, all you have to do is put your email in, we'll be drawing during the holiday season to send out some samples, and we'll think of some fun little other things we can actually put maybe in the gift as well. That'll be a little bit of a secret, but maybe some candles or incense or something like that to go with the whole theme of health and well-being. So go there and check us out and sign up so that you can be in the drawing when we do it. So, and we'll talk about that more here on iWonder TV. So we thank you all so much, and we have tons to share. And also, I want to let you know and encourage Andy at the same time that this is just one of the series that we'll be sharing on here, but I would love for Andy to do her own series on maybe meditation, some things she can share with you that she does on a daily basis that really help her, or sharing some information and knowledge and wisdom about energy healing, which she does. So hopefully, maybe we can create a playlist. I think I already did actually for you. And so there will be these videos, the Love and Libations, and then I'll also be wanting to do some really fun videos as well. On various things, I'm not really sure what they're going to be right now, but I'd like to talk a bit about our process with magic and learning magic, and also the tarot and learning the tarot, and ways that we can really utilize these tools for guidance in our lives, and incorporate them as we're doing with the doTERRA essential oils into our own spiritual coaching.
We're discovering so many new tools,
yes,
that we can use as individuals and also as partners in our business. And the truth is that we don't do anything in our business that we haven't tried individually.
Yes.
And we test everything out. We're both students of the tarot. We both work with the essential oils. We wouldn't promote anything that wasn't something that we also used as a tool to help elevate our consciousness and promote feelings of well-being.
Indeed. And I mean, I think it's most fun and authentic that way to go through the process with our clients and followers and people that read our blog. It's much more fun, I'll tell you that much, and we get to share, our growth and the things that come up for us, as well. So last month, that sounds strange to say, it is November 1st.
Yeah.
Happy November. But on our blog, and we'll do more of them. We don't want to do them every month because, spiritual processes, they take energy, which is what should happen.
And they also flow in cycles.
Yes.
So you can't be repeating the same thing over and over again constantly.
Yeah.
You have to move from one thing to another and try different things. And then you can revisit a tool that you've used before. And you'll find that you use it in a completely different way the second time around.
Indeed, and I mean, we did in October a project called Accept It or Change It, which we've wrapped up. We're wrapping up. And, Auntie talked in the beginning a bit about how we, one of our main goals and purposes, I would say, for our own lives and for those we work with is to have more peace in everyday living and less self-induced suffering. And there are many things we can do to have much less induced suffering. And one of those things is to be conscious of the things that maybe we feel we don't like or are not enjoying about our lives or ourselves, and to make a commitment to ourselves to either accept it or change it. And if you choose change it in a way that makes sense to you, that's not going to be overwhelming. Start with one step. No one gets a master's degree the moment that they think, oh, I would like to go back to school. They have to take the first step. They have to say, what am I going to get it in? What school am I going to choose? They have to apply. There are steps to everything. So too many times we think about the end thing. And I know that there are a lot of law of attraction teachers out there who say you have to always focus on the end.
We don't believe
We don't believe in that, because I think that, and Andy does as well, that is one of the things, one of the reasons why there's so many people who are so frustrated right now with their lives, because they follow these these things that people say, not really understanding what's behind them. We feel that it's much better and makes more sense to start off with the first step, to say, I need to apply, I need to do whatever. I need to, I'm not going to walk a 26-mile marathon tomorrow, but today I can walk a quarter of a mile very easily.
Yeah,
And
you
this
have
is the
to
way you
take
do it.
baby steps. Otherwise, you're going to overwhelm yourself and doom yourself to failure. I mean, that's the quickest way to fail. And when you fail, you give up and say, oh, well, fuck that.
Exactly.
I can't do it. It's not for me, or whatever. And if you take baby steps, you ensure that you're setting attainable goals for yourself every day, something that you can reach comfortably and happily more than anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the baby steps, they keep you excited and motivated. You have, if you take little sets of little goals, every time you reach them, you're like, yay, But if your only goal is the one at the very end, that might take you a year before you can get to it, then the rest of it seems like drudgery. Everything is lackluster before you get to the end. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you set little small goals, every time you reach them, you're like, yes, okay, for 5 days I went out for a walk and did a quarter of a mile, something like that. Instead of saying, today I'm not at 26 miles. And you're going to be saying that for quite a few days.
Yeah.
So that's what we would like to encourage you to do, is accept it or change it. If you know it's something that you cannot change, you need to, and this is different for everybody, we can't tell you how to do this, but if there's something about yourself or your life that you do not have the power or ability to change right now, then you need to accept it and you need to find your own peace with it in your own way. But if you choose to change it, then do it little by little. Be realistic about it, So, it was a good month of that. We shared some things, other things were, of course, just our own reflections in our own lives. But we do have the page still there if you want to see some of the kinds of things that we dealt with. So anyway, thank you so much. This has been so much fun.
Yes, it has. And we don't look like Siamese twins.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we tried Google,
Kim was so afraid we were going to look like we were joined at the neck.
Yeah, Auntie's like, well, we could just be in the webcam together. I'm like, no, I don't think so. But it worked out. It worked out much better than I thought. And also, we were just determined to do it. We just didn't feel like letting technology win out today. Google Hangout, if you don't want to work for us, it's okay. We just decided to what? Change it. Okay?
Yeah.
So we moved it right along. So thank you for joining iWonder Sisters on Love and Libations. And we wish you a beautiful day, whatever time or place you are. Cheers. Be clink. Bye-bye.
Bye.